So we're gonna live on YouTube. There's one person here coming. I'm gonna copy the questions again. One more. Okay. So let me see. So we are live. Hello, YouTube. I'm Gustavo. I'm 27 years old. And today I'm here as a host on TALKNTALK. To explain how TALKNTALK is a platform for speaking language. So you can speak English, French, Italian, English. So this is not a class. Anyone gonna correct anyone here. We're here to talk freely, to share our ideas, share experience and everything. So it's a comfortable place for to speak language. Today we're gonna talk about good and bad and how we are here in 12. Now 12, I'm gonna divide us in 3 rooms with 4. So I just wait a minute. Let me see, there's Philip gonna be a listen. I'm gonna let him in the main room as well. Just me split the rooms. And we can start talk about these topics. So guys, in the breakout rooms, please be respectful. See if you guys can be more comfortable, can choose a leader for guide the conversation, choose someone to write, to read and answer the question. But the most important thing, be respectful, have a nice conversation, enjoy that. Just move to the room. Hey, there's one more coming, Anthony. Just 4 minutes, guys. Let me move to 3. Okay, I'm gonna create 3 rooms with 4 people in each room. So enjoy the conversation 5 minutes before end, like it's gonna be 10 minutes to 10. I call you guys back for us to see how was the conversation. So please be respectful, enjoy the conversation, and something happened, just send me a message in the chat and I will fix it. So I'm gonna open the rooms. If you get an invitation, please accept it. So guys, see you later. See you later. So for us to start it. So I'm gonna introduce myself really quick again. I'm Gustavo, 27 years old. I work with IT, and today I'm here in Portugal. I'm living here, so I try a new life here. And I like to watch movies, series, play video games, and basically that's it. Danielle, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, for sure. I'm 40 years old. I'm from the south of Brazil. I'm living for 4 years now. 2 years in Czech Republic. Now I'm living in Amsterdam. And I'm an IT professional as well. I enjoy most of my free time when I have to, walking my dog and traveling. So this is pretty much about me.
Oh, that's really nice. Aline, can you introduce yourself, please? You're on mute. I think you're muted too.
Sorry about that.
No, it's perfect.
I'm sorry, it's the first time here to like Daniel, and I just maybe entered it later, and So I'm from Portugal too. I am Brazilian, but I am in Portugal since the last year. So I'm here almost 1 year, and I'm 36 years old, and I'm trying to I'm an engineer, but here in Portugal, I'm trying to do the transaction to work with IT like you, and that's it.
Oh, that's nice. You are here more time than I'm here for 1 month. I came here in July.
Really?
So
Uh-huh.
yeah. So 1 month.
Lisboa or
No,
Porto?
I'm Braga right now,
Or
but
Braga.
probably gonna change for Porto. That's perfect. I hope that everyone here we can achieve our dreams, and that's gonna be nice. And you achieve
Yeah.
your goal to go IT. Philip,
Thank you.
if I'm not wrong, let me see. Just it's you. You're gonna be just listen. But if you want, you can introduce yourself in the chat, and I can read for you your introduction. Wallace, are you there? Can you introduce yourself, please? Maybe not. I don't know if you were there, but you in the chat. He doesn't have the sound, but his name is Wallace, 31 years old, and he is from Brazil. Oh, that's really nice. So Wallace and Philip are gonna listen us today. Philip, if you want as well, you can. Yeah, Philip just give him presentation. I introduce for himself. Philip, 33 years old, and I currently live. He is currently living in Vermont, USA, and I'm doing a voluntary exchange. I'm working right now from Brazil. Oh, that's perfect. So how it's gonna work? Just you guys the first time. There's these questions. We're gonna read them and answer. So doesn't have right or wrong. It's just an idea. And this question that today is like a philosophical question. So don't have like that's right, that's wrong. It's just what we thinking. So Aline, can you read for us the question number 2 and answer?
Sure. Number 2? Uh-huh. How do you define good or bad? I always prefer to see the good size, good how can I say, the good view the good of the wait. I always I always prefer to see the good part of the things. So I see that everything that happened, it comes with a better thing later, you know?
Yeah, that's a nice point. Yeah, I think we don't. I think in English there is this that we didn't see the whole picture. So something happened with me, but I don't know what consequence of this happened, bad or good. We don't know. Like the video, I don't know if everybody here was watching the video, but they said about the guy with the cars and everything. So we don't know the whole picture. What's gonna happen? First of thing, Daniel, you are in the good place. You are on the beach, right? Because there is a good view there.
Yeah, I live in a bay by the seaside, and I'm walking my dog now.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
great.
there's a nice
Oh yeah.
landscape here.
Oh, can you answer for us number 2? If you can read, because I think you're on cell phone, I can read for you. If you prefer, I can read.
Yeah,
No
no, just a sec. I was leashing my dog. We were leaving the dog park.
don't worry, don't worry.
Yeah, so good and bad. For me, it's a matter of point of view. It's a matter of fitting your needs or your expectations. It's relative. So we used to grow up learning that bad things bring us the odd consequences or the odd side. But everything has a pro and a con. The pros and cons are relative. I think that whenever we are facing an odd situation, there's an upside or there's a pro. there's something to learn from these odd situations. So it's not that bad at all. So it's relative. I like to learn by my mistakes and by the bad situations. And in the end, I can turn the bad things into good things. So it's a matter of interpretation as well.
Yeah, I love that. And the meanwhile, Wallace and Philip, if you want, you can answer in the chat and I can read as well. You know, we are in the number 2, the question number 2. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that it's relative. I know that when something bad happened with us, it's hard for us to see that because we always ask, why me? Why that happened with me? That thing bad. But we don't know what's gonna happen the next step. Maybe something bad happen right now for other good happen in the future. But like the video said, it's like bad and good is relative, like Daniel said. So we don't know. We don't know the end of the story, what's gonna happen next. So maybe something bad happen here for other thing happen in the future. It's like a butterfly effect. We don't know the whole story that what's gonna happen next. So I agree to you guys. I think that relative, and I like to I prefer to see the good side. Obviously that there are some bad stuff that's cruel that is definitely hard for it to understand that. But in the end, I think that other things gonna happen, and it's something that we put that's good, that's bad. So it's relative because maybe something bad is bad for me, but for other person not so bad. So it's okay. So let me see. Into the moment you guys didn't answer, but I'm gonna go to the next question, number 3. In the meanwhile, you can answer the number 2 and answer number 3 as well. I go back and I read your answers, Wallace and Philip. If you want, of course. Number 3. I don't know if it's okay for you to read it now, or I can read for you and you can answer. I don't know how
I can read it. I can read it,
yeah,
no problem.
perfect.
Number 3, I don't know if something is good or bad. Based on my personal experiences, I used to measure the positive or negative effects of something based on my feelings, how I feel about a given situation. I can give you or I can share with you guys a personal experience I had. 2 years ago, I was living in Prague, in Czech Republic, during the lockdown, and my girlfriend's visa or residence permit was rejected because they had some hard regulations for issuing residence permits during the lockdown, only for essential workers or something like this. And then we came up with this odd situation. She went back to Brazil. We've been living apart for 1 year. And then I gave up living in Czech Republic. I came to the Netherlands, and which was a bad time for moving during the lockdown or in the end of the lockdown, with a job change, which was really hard during the lockdown, hiring freeze everywhere in everything. But in the end, we had an opportunity to move to a better country, a better city, to have a better life here. So I was feeling bad in the beginning. So that was my first guess, or my first interpretation, let's say, from that situation. But later I had opportunity to learn a little bit more from this situation, and now I see that it was a good effect or a good result from this situation in the end.
Yeah, a really good example. And I think that if it didn't happen, the denial of visa for your girlfriend, everything probably gonna be in Braga right now, and you didn't know what's gonna happen in Amsterdam that you are right now.
Yeah, but it's Praga. Actually, Prague is the
Praga.
capital city of Czech Republic. Yeah.
Praga.
Yeah, probably
sim.
probably I would be still living there because the life there was also good. It was comfortable. I was in my comfort zone. I had no other reasons to move, but that was the only problem I had. And I don't like to complain about the problems. I like to solve them. And to solve problems for me, sometimes is all about accepting. Sometimes is all about changing something. If you cannot solve by yourself, you have to accept or change or move. So that was my decision.
Yeah, good decision. I think we need to adapt ourselves and sometimes that is hard. Yeah, I think that probably gonna be in Praga, and live, you continue your life, but what this bad thing happened, bad in that moment that we thought, you need to adapt and go to other city, other country, and it was better. So you didn't know that it's gonna be better in this or that. So that's something bad again in the quote happened, for you to see other view. And you, Aline?
So I can share with you guys a bad situation that I had in the same um, the same moment in the COVID, the same moment of Daniel that told us. So my mom was living in USA, and I was living in Brazil in that moment, and I was pregnant. And maybe in March of 2020, everything was closed. And so, in the airport too, the flights too. And I was expecting to my mom that she's went to Brazil to stay with me, to help me. And in that moment I had nobody to help me. And I don't know if you guys have a baby, but it is so difficult this time in that moment. And this is so hard to me to take care alone of my baby. And my baby met people who almost with 2 years old. And after COVID, and now I can see that that's okay. I couldn't have some help, but now I'm very strong. So I came to Portugal alone with my husband and my baby. And how can I say, I am living better, so I can do things alone, and it's okay. It's easier. I don't know if you understood.
Yeah, we understand. Yeah, it was a big step, I think. Congratulations, because it's hard to take some decision like that, and even more when it's a pandemic epoca, and that we don't know what's gonna happen next, how they're gonna be in the other country. In our country, it was crazy as well. Every country is gonna be crazy in a situation like this. So yeah, congratulations for the big step, for the courage, and I definitely can see that everything is coming, and everything is doing fine. So yeah, like you said, some bad thing happen, for other stuff happen, and we don't know the what's gonna be next. Yeah, how they define good or bad? I think that when something happened with us, the first thing that came in our mind is our emotional. So this thing happened, and I'm gonna react like, no, that's not so good. I'm gonna feel sad. So you classify like bad or some good stuff. I think the first is our feeling coming, and after that, when we breathe in, breathe out, we see like try to see like rational way, and see how that happened, because sometimes we don't have a why. So I think that how we can define something good and bad, I think that it's relative. I think that we need to try to see the good view, like you said, Aline. Sometimes it's hard, but I think that moment is good for us to ask for a friend, ask for some older person to see how they react in that situation, because the experience is important. So I think that our family, I think that's important for us to have some person around us in that moment, for us just not to fix everything alone. That's important. to have this exchange of experience, because this thing happened with us, and other person gonna have other view. So I think that's it. And other person can see by other side, by the what's happened with me. So I think that can help. So good and bad, it's relative. I think that we came with what came first in our mind is our feelings about that. That's good or bad, and how we're gonna react with that. I go with number 4. How can you turn a bad situation into a good one? Yeah, like I said, there are some bad situations that it's really big, it's really bad, like you classify like that, and it's definitely hard for us to understand that and accept that. And some of them, I think that it's hard for overcome it. We gonna handle with that. I think that's the word, the right word, because it's truly bad. But I think that try to see the good side. I know that it's really hard, and when you are in a bad situation, that's kind of impossible for you to see it, because you're just gonna see the bad. So I think that moment it's important to you to ask for a friend, ask for a person that you have truly confined that person. So a truly friend, or a family, I don't know, or maybe a psychologist, someone to help you in that situation. But I think that important is to ask for a person that you trust to see other side, but try to see the good side. But I know that it's really hard some moments. And you, Daniel, what do you think?
I don't think we can change situations. We can change what's inside of our hearts or our minds. So situations are out of our scope. It's out of our control. So I cannot change the situation, but I can change the way as I am feeling about the situation, or I can change the way as I'm gonna face or approach the situation. So I can minimize the effects on me, and I can maybe focus on something good in this situation. Every situation has something good, so we have to focus on this. We cannot change them, but we can select, or we can have a selective approach and focus on what's good.
Yeah, I like that. I think we react some situations happen. So how we react with that and how we're gonna deal with that's important. What's happening inside of us. Good tip. That's a good one. And you, Aline, what do you think?
So I think that you don't have to close the eyes, you have to feel your feelings. So to feel bad things too, it's good to it's good to, how can I say? I forgot the word. To crecer. I forgot. I cannot listen, Gustavo. I cannot listen you.
Oh, I'm mute. Sorry. Like growing up.
Yeah, to grow. So that's it. You don't have to close your eyes. It's good if feel your feelings, and it's good to sei lá. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
end, what doesn't kill you makes you strong.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think that's right.
Yeah,
Makes
that's it.
sense. Yeah, I agree. I think that every experience that we have, we can grow up with that. I know, like I said, it's hard sometimes to deal with that, but have a good side, or have at least you growing up, you have this experience. Sometimes you don't have to have this experience, but happen, and it's not us to choose it. But yeah, we need to see the good side. I think the number 5 is kind of like the we are answer. Why don't we understand when bad things happen to us? I'm gonna skip that. I go to number 6. Is the good always good to everybody? Danielle, what do you think? It's number 6.
Yeah, since we are not the same, we're not the same person. We have different perspectives, different backgrounds. Obviously, the situation cannot be always good or bad to everyone who is involved in the situation. Based on this, based on our differences. So different perspectives, different points of view, different reactions or feelings triggered by the same situation. So we cannot have the same effects. And that's also how I approach my behaviors. Like when I'm about to make a decision about, let's say in your workplace, in your work environment, you are dealing with people from different cultures, different countries, and also based on these cultural differences, they will react or have a different perspective or different opinion about a given action that you have. So when I'm about to make an action in my workplace with my team, I used to make this kind of analysis and balance between which could be the potential reactions or potential opinions from people involved. And that's how I used to calibrate my actions before taking them.
Yeah, it's really good. I think that phrase, like, you can't make everybody happy. That's true, because we are individuals. So you can let everybody in the room happy, because we are individuals. So we think different. So maybe good for me is not so good for others. And you, Aline, what do you think?
It is like saying Daniel told us. I think people are different, and for us that are living abroad, it is worse because involve culture too, and I had one experience here working here. I work in logistics company, and I had many situations there that people, involved, like, how can I say, all the people speak Portuguese here, but the words is different, and the one thing that in Brazil the meaning is I don't know, something here is different, but the word is the same, and and that's it. Culture is different, and people are different, and I talk that you can choose your eyes, your glasses. You have 2 points, né? You can see, you can see, you can believe that the situation is bad or good. You can choose, and it's your opinion. It's your, how can I say, escolha, choice. It's your choice, so you can choose.
Yeah, it's really good. Hi, Anthony. Everything's fine. You're on mute. I think you're on mute in the Zoom.
I need to go now. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I hope to see you next time.
Thank you for live. All right. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. Thanks
Bye-bye.
for being here. Thank you for joining. Bye
I
bye.
need to go. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, we are the number. Yeah, the good is always good for everybody. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that, like, we're individual, like Aline said about here in Portugal, there are some words in Brazil that's good, and here is not so good. We can say it. And we are in the other country, so we need to adapt their country, not the country adapt us. And there's, like, even it's a country that speak Portuguese, that's native language is Portuguese, but in the day life, you can be environment with other different cultures, well, like Spain, like a lot of Latin person here. and the country travel. It's a country that a lot of people came here to travel. So you go out in the street and see a lot of language. So yeah, I agree with you. I think the good is not good for everybody. Like we said in the video as well, it's like we are in the video and there's this comma that we can put like this good or this is bad. So we classify that. And I agree with that phrase that you can't make everybody happy in the room, because like we are individuals, it's hard for us to know if the other person gonna like it or not. So it's a complicated thing. And yeah, I think that it's personal stuff to know if it's a good or not. So we need to know it. We need to know it, understand it. That the important is you to be happy and not try to do bad with others, everything. But you can't make everybody happy in the end. Go with the next one.
Danielle is learning the 60 idiom.
Oh yeah, learn 6 languages. Oh, that's
Talk
really
about
good.
that, Daniel.
Yeah, how was the
Please.
experience learning 6 language?
Yeah, my grandpa is from Italy, and the other half of my mom's family is from Uruguay, and my father's family, they are from the north of Spain. So that's why I also speak Spanish and Italian. But living in Czech Republic, I'm also able to speak a basic Czech. And now living in the Netherlands, I'm learning that. It's a hard beginning when you are living in a country where people don't like to speak in English, like in Czech Republic. But it's also a hard beginning when you are living in a country like in the Netherlands, where everybody speaks in English. So I want to learn Dutch, but they are switching to English right away, trying to help me. But actually, they are not supporting my learning process. So we have also in this situation, just share with you guys, a good and a bad side from both situations. Like when they are trying to help you as an expat, switching to English because you are not able to learn Dutch. This is good, but it's also bad because they are not supporting your learning process.
Oh, that I didn't know about it. That's interesting. They switch to speak in English because it's gonna be easy for them, and for you as well, because you know how to speak in English. But in the meantime, they don't help you to develop the language as well. In the Praga, you can live with just English. You can talk with everybody in English, and you can do your stuff. You need to learn it.
Yeah, in most of the places, yes, because it's the capital city. It's a touristic city, so there's a lot of tourists going there every year. So usually, when you are going to restaurants, hotels, or places like this, people are able to speak in English. But if you go to the countryside, people are not able to hold a conversation in English, but they are really kind. So you can solve this, or you can have some workarounds for these kind of barriers or obstacles by approaching people in a kind way with a smile in your face, apologizing for not speaking their language. And they're going to try to make the best effort to establish a communication with you. But actually, to live in Prague, it's possible. If you are working with something that doesn't depends on Czech language, like in the IT industry, we are mostly working in English, so it's not a problem. But I had some funny situations, funny times when I went to the supermarket, for example, grocery stores, trying to read the labels, and it was really fun. But it was part of the learning process. So I was embracing these funny situations as part of the game.
Oh, really nice to know. Yeah, in the process of learning language and learn everything, we need to have this learning mind that I'm gonna commit mistake. I'm definitely gonna commit mistake, but that's not a problem. The problem that I speak, you try to understand, yeah, and you're speaking back, so you can make the communication works. That's really important and good. And thanks for sharing with us this process, this story. Let's go to the next one. The number 7. Aline, can read for us an answer? You're on mute.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
How can make sure you are doing more good than bad in your life? Maybe you can. I believe that you can measure your if you are doing good, if you are doing well or bad. It is when you see you're happy. If you are happy, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe if you are happy, you are doing good things good. I don't know. And maybe if you are not happy, if you don't feel happy, it's that you are doing things bad. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's some way we can see that. Maybe your environment as well. If the people around you are kind of happy, like we said, it's hard to make everybody happy, but at least a little person there in the environment is happy as well. That's good.
I mean not not do people help, but if you are feeling happy,
Yeah. And sometimes that is hard for us to do that. To make just us happy is hard. Let's see. Daniel, what do you think?
I think we cannot tell the differences about the feelings from other people when they are not sharing feedback. And sometimes we cannot count on them to support feedbacks about our decisions or our actions. So what I mean is based on someone else's perspective, it's not let's say I cannot rely on someone else's reaction on our perspective because they are not sharing, or I cannot tell these differences based on my perspective about someone else's feelings. So what I used to do is to stand on their shoes, is to put me in that situation as someone else. How would I feel? How would I behave? How would I react to this if someone else is doing this to me? Or something like at night when I lay in my bed and put my head in my pillow, if I can sleep, if I'm not worried about something that I did in my day, I feel fine. Like I have no issues that I have to solve tomorrow based on my actions from today. So probably I did more good than bad.
Yeah, the boat's a good one. I like that. I think that thing that put ourselves in other place, like in other shoes, I think that's important. Sometimes hard for us to do that because you need time for think about it. Like in the end of the night, see like, oh, I did that, and how the person react. I did good, I did bad, and like we said, it's hard to say that if it's good and bad for the other person as well, because sometimes we react and think that it's okay, but the other person understand the other way, and the communication can happen as well. Yeah, and lay down in the bed in the night. That's important for us to see that I'm with the clean soul. I did nothing bad, and sometimes we did sometimes some stuff bad. Sometimes even, and you don't even notice that something bad we did because something that happened. But important, I think that we try to do good for us, for others around us. I think that's important. It's hard for us to define. It is, it's always good or it's always bad for everybody, like we said. But in the end, it's important for us to put ourselves in others' shoes and see how the other person gonna react it with that. How I gonna feel with something that happened with me. I feel good, I feel not good. If I not feel so good, I think that maybe it's important for us to rethink what I did before to not doing again. I'm gonna call the guys back for the main room to see how was the conversation. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna ask for you guys, how was the conversation? Aline, did you like it?
Yeah, I like it, and I can see that my English it's now it's, how can I say in English? So that I need to improve my English.
No, your English is perfect. I think that I need to improve my English. I think that mentality that improve my English I'm gonna have for my whole life. I don't know if
Yeah.
I have the good English, but yeah, with you could talk, we could understand the communication work. That's important. So I glad that you like it, the conversation. And you, Daniel.
It was a nice conversation, a nice call. It's nice to see when people are really embracing the challenge of improving their language skills. And actually, improving language skills for me, it's all about embracing your mistakes without giving a shit about them. I've been working with people who are certified speakers. They have several different certificates and proficient speakers. And the thing is that when they are facing a different situation out of the comfort zone, out of their circle, they are really stressful about this. They cannot speak. They kind of forget basic words. And I think the key here is to understand that we are learning. We're gonna make mistakes. We are always making mistakes, and it's okay. It's acceptable, and we should stay calm, stay, let's say, happy with these mistakes, because based on these mistakes, if you can tell them, we can learn by them and we can improve them. So for me, it was a nice time, nice moment. I had a long walk with my dog, longer than expected, because if I go back home, I'm gonna lose the connection in the lift, in the elevator. So I'm extending my walk with my dog, and my dog is also happy.
Yeah, of course he was happy with you and have a nice walk. That the both are happy. That's nice. And thank you for sharing the message. Hello guys again. How was the conversation? Everything's fine? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good, really good conversation. And Anthony needs to go out with his wife, but everything is okay. It's a good subject, a difficult and easy subject. Thank you for bringing for us.
Oh yeah. I thought that you guys gonna like it. It's like a philosophical questions and don't have right or wrong, but I like this kind of questions. Let me ask Marcos, how was the conversation?
Oh, his great foi. Foi muito bacana. Desculpa, eu falei em português agora.
Fica à vontade.
É que eu acabei todos os meus neurônios na última conversa com a Vandinha. Não, pô, eu tento, só que a cabeça do jovem empreendedor atualmente, né, é uma, para não falar a palavra da chuva, não é dos melhores, né? Pô, mas foi muito bacana. E como ela falou, pô, a única coisa de essa imersão é muito difícil porque era muito negócio pessoal. Tipo, o que é bom para você, o que é. Pô, é muito difícil, que eu já não sei nem o que eu faço, é bom ou ruim, eu só faço para não falar que eu não fiz. Como que eu vou falar se isso é bom ou ruim, né? Tipo, é muito pessoal. Eu achei muito bacana e a Vandinha, ela tem muita coisa a agregar também, foi muito daorinha. O Antônio também foi legal, só que ele tinha marcado um momento com a Rainha do Castelo, então não teve como, né? Tem que respeitar a rainha,
Tem que respeitar a rainha sempre. Não,
né?
obrigado pela. Agradeço que você ficou feliz também, gostou da conversa. Não, e é sempre bom estar vocês aqui. A Wanda detona, não tem que falar. Ayla, a Andrea, obrigado novamente pelo suporte. Eu quase não consegui fazer essa. Thank you. Philip, if you want to put in the chat, I read because my time is going out. Just the last message. I hope I'm glad that you guys are here. I put in the survey on the chat, so you can go there, make a score, make a suggestion for another meeting. Maybe I'm gonna change my day because this time is a little bit hard for me. So guys, I really glad that you are here. I hope to see you guys again. Give a score, a suggestion. How was the conversation on the survey? That's important for us to understand that we are on the good path or not. Talking about good and bad, that's a good score for us, and give our ideas because sometimes didn't came to us. So I'm glad to guys be here. The next hour is gonna be other conversation. So I hope you guys can make it and came back again. That's really important, and I'm glad that you are here. Thank you, guys. Hope to see
Thank
you again
you.
next.
Thank you.